So we're going to look at February. Like I said, we're going to do an overview of February. I'm going to do the bell real quick. We're going to do an overview of February. We're going to do it for America. Okay, now we're going to do the overview for the Lightworkers, for the spiritual ones, for the enlightened ones. So, am I sticking with these? Okay, so which ones? Duh. We're going to go to the light seers. We're going to go to the light seers. Hey, Mikey. What can I say except you? Oh, I missed the DJ glasses. Girl, I'm missing all the gifts. Thank you. I appreciate them. I truly do. Because like I said, this is my only source of income right now. That said, though, I just realized like I don't do personal readings. I haven't done personal readings in like a couple of months, except for a few of them. Like I did maybe like 2, 3. So I'm gonna let you know my calendar is open. My calendar is actually open, you guys. I do personal readings. I don't do just political readings. I have morphed into political readings because I needed it. Ooh. All right, girls. All right. It's an interesting read. I've morphed into political because, I mean, but it's more than political with me. I am a personal development person. So I won't say psychically because I don't like to use psychic. That just never feels good for me. All right. Let's help you see my cards here. So if you are trying to see the cards that I deal, you can stay here. I'll hold them up. But also, if you'd rather see them how they fold out, you can go where you can go. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, I want to get back to normal. I want to have a non-political life, non-focused life on politics. But I can't get back to normal yet. And I wish I could. But I think people who can ignore and compartmentalize are either extremely trauma riddled or way more simple-minded than I am. I am not able to do that. Is that for this reading? Okay. Alrighty. So, looking at this overall, okay. That devil energy is on the bottom. Devil energy in reverse on the bottom. You're not going to see it in reverse on the streaming platforms because these are facing me and I can't read facing you guys. So these are facing me. But also, the Hierophant is at the split. So that's interesting. The Hierophant normally represents the government, but in the Light Seers, it just represents differently for me. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put up my bag because I'm in my bag. So I'm gonna go ahead and put up my bag. That way, if you want to know what kind of cards I'm working with, you can see it. So you'll be able to see the cards I'm working with. Hold on, let me put it up. There we go. Right now, we're using the Light Seers Tarot. These are amazingly gorgeous cards. Boop, boop, boop. And we're also using, I'll add them here. We're also going to be using the out of hand cards. I freaking love those. I'm glad I found them all, because they are my favorite deck. My absolute favorite deck. Honestly, like I think they passed. As far as the tarot cards are, they passed the Light Seers for me, and I love the Light Seers. The Light Seers is like very very beautiful, but the out of hand, the storytelling is just delicious. Like I really like those cards. So I'm trying to find them. Do 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 do. Okay. And also, you guys, if you are watching one of the streamers, you can likely, if you have a smart TV, watch it on your smart TV. And that way you can see the cards full stream. And as you chill out with me on TT, but you can actually see the cards that I'm reading. It'll be on full screen for the streamers because I have the camera pointed at it right now. Oh my God. So just really quickly, I was listening to Susan Lynn today, catching up on her reading from yesterday. And it is consistently talking about stock up, get ready, be prepared because you don't know how they're going to try to control us, like all those kinds of things. So that is a consistent issue. And it's like, get your water, get whatever you will need. We avoided it last year for the most part. But this summer really does promise to bring some trouble. It's going to be one of the hottest summers we've had in a long time. And I thought last year was pretty hot. But it is going to be one of the hottest summers we've had in a while. And hot temperatures lead to hot temperaments. So it is very, very likely that there will be some skirmishes. Think 2020. Think about what kind of life that was then. Okay, so when I say that, I mean that. And I noticed that it's like the summers do get a little hot-headed. And then my homeboy, Shakespeare, he writes about that too. He always includes weather patterns and stuff in his writing. And so, like, if you read Romeo and Juliet, it happens during a very, very hot summer of Verona. So why do you do that? Because hot temperatures, hot temperament. And if you think about it, at least for me, I don't even like to be touched when it's hot. It's like, because I can't get cool. So don't touch me with your body heat. Don't say hi. Don't give me a handshake. I don't want nothing. I don't want you touching me. So it puts me in a bad mood when people do. So think about that. So I really do strongly think, probably know that we are going into a pretty contentious summer. Be ready for that. But understand, this is the birthing process. It's not going to be a 20-year, 25-year thing like some of these astrologers are predicting or whatever. Not the front part, The rest of it, yeah, it's going to take time to repair, rebuild, reshapen, decide. That's going to take time. But it is not going to take us 20 years of fighting and being suppressed. That's not going to happen because we are America. We don't play that shit. At the end of the day, we don't play that. At least I don't. Yeah, I was just thinking about like the olden times when people didn't have as much choice as we do now. as much information as we do now, as much ability to be aware and make moves as we do now. Like they really had to lean into their intuition and pay attention to the nudgings and stuff like that. Like they had to do that. We get to check off a list of things. We've seen this before. So we get to check off list, and to just do that and sit there is just stupid. So I don't think we're gonna make 20 years of oppression. Not like that. Not like that. Couldn't even do 4 months in a mask. And if they weren't afraid of death then, Okay, so I think I put the out of thing. I threw some other things in there in case you're interested in other, things for your shopping pleasure. Everything helps. It's affiliate for me. You're not paying anything extra, but I do get some coin off of it. So I appreciate it. Alrighty, let's jump in. For those of you on streaming, you could help out by going to the description and seeing what's there that you like. If you want something else, you can let me know and I'll go grab either an Amazon link or a Walmart link or put it in my TikTok shop. Whichever helps you get what you need and help me at the same time. What's that book bag called that they said to take to protest? Fairway? Pharaoh? What's that bag called? It's supposed to be one like it blocks them from getting your phone information. Fairway? Because I gotta add that to my book bag, my stuff. Alrighty, let me see what you're saying. Ooh, I wonder this might hurt. I want those. Okay. So, especially because like you guys, you should just know we're gonna be protesting. Like that's a given. Faraday. There we go. That's a given. We're going like a lot of us are going to be doing that. It really is a given. It really is a given because the clash is coming. And I love that for us because it means we're not just sitting there. Faraday. What's a Faraday? Oh, okay. That's interesting. I strongly suggest if you are going to be a protester, if you are going to go out and do that, that you do get Faraday bags. They block Palantir basically, and that's the enemy of the people, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. All of this is purely my opinion and completely conjecture. And the fact that I have to do that illustrates the point. Okay, so I put a couple of choices of Faraday bags in there. Y'all could look at it, see if that's what you're interested in, etc. There's a titanium survival bracelet with a gear window breaker, so you can wear it on your arm and break the window of the car if they try to kidnap you. There's just a lot of different things that are out there, you guys. We got all kinds of survival stuff that you might want to make sure you get. And if you don't see it in my bag, let me know and I'll add it to my bag so you can get it. And I would just start collecting things now, like one by one. You don't have to like go out and spend $50, $100 right now. You just collect it every day, every week, every time you get paid or something like that. Just start collecting Just start collecting what you need. That's the best way to be prepared. And who the hell knew we would be living in history? Still no coupon. Okay. So let me know. I'll add things to the cart. Don't have your face or finger as yeah. Definitely take your biometrics off your phone, especially if you're going to go protest, may have been at a protest and got your license, tag, etc. already pictured, photographed. How are we here? How are we here? I don't know. Every time I think about it, it's like, how are we here? I wish it was as easy as blaming the voters, but it's not. It's letting some foreign dudes with too much money convince you that they're more important and more better than you, or better than you. How did we get here? Okay. And it's so interesting because one of the names on the list on the thing is Robin Leach, Mr. Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. The propaganda that flipped the societal thinking about the rich after we had finally stopped idolizing the rich, the robber barons. They used TV against you with Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, then Cribs, then all these other things. Um, it's crazy. That said, let's get back to this. Used on generators too? Oh, allegedly. Mm-hmm. It's good to know. Like I said, if I need to add something bigger or whatever, let me know. I put a rainwater collector in there. Some people said to do that. There's the water. There's a straw to turn water. Because apparently there may be they may try to control our supplies, right? But then on top of that, you really do have weather to contend with as well. Um, we had a pretty quiet hurricane season last year, for instance. It's not going to be quiet. Is the YouTube video not moving? It seems like it's stuck on something. I have one daughter. Oh, God. I've been singing that all day. Yes, we have to see through the mud while they had to work through. Yep. We had to get it out the mud. We just got to be ready, you guys. That's all. We just got to be ready. Yeah, I loved MTV Cribs. Okay, so here's what we're looking at. I don't think this is the February collective message yet. I think this is on top of that. It feels like a precursor or prologue. So there's a Queen of Pentacles in reverse here. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This is the absolute opposite of being at peace, which and being rooted, right? Because she strikes me honestly as Mother Earth, as Mother Nature, because Pentacles are Earth, so things, it like everything's moving too fast. Our nature is a slower nature of letting things grow, of letting things whatever, and their nature is 1 minute man, basically. They don't care about your pleasure. They only care about theirs, and theirs comes really, really fast. Okay. So, the Queen of Pentacles, she is just completely opposite right now because she's in the reverse. But here's the thing. And this is why I'm like, whoa, these messages, there's just like, again, up and down. February feels like up and down, up and down. I'm just telling y'all. That's what it feels like. Successes, failures, fear, excitement. It just feels up and down, up and down, up and down. So we have like I said, the Queen of Pentacles. She's in the reverse. She's not, because in the upright, look how she is. In the upright, she is just peace. You know, she is confident. She's serene. She is just awesome in the upright. But they got us in our reverse. They got us out of our natural state. They got us out of our divine feminine. I guess we can use the word to say that, right? However, the next card here is the Ace of Swords. First of all, I love the fact that it's swords. Swords are swift. Swords cut through the bullshit. And the ace, that's the big dog. So, and again, it's in feminine for this card, right? So, and it's in the upright. So this is not about being in your head, okay? That would be this. This would be like swirling around and around. You see the stairs, like that would be in the reverse. We're not in the reverse. We are in the upright, okay? Yay! It's February for you, and I'm getting goosebumps. Okay, so we're in the upright. And what that means is, damn, I was going to say it's 3 o'clock already. Okay, what this means is that you're going to be, one, divinely led, right? Because you're going to have this idea, this muse type of thing that is going to stand out above everything, and you're going to be like, yes, this is what I need to do. I don't mean just in the whole fight the regime type of thing. I just mean in your life, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the life, right? So, yeah. And if you also notice, and oh my gosh, it's just an awesome card. Like, this is one of my favorite cards to see, because swords are also knowledge. Swords are also communication. There's videos going, I'm getting so many goosebumps. There's videos going around about how, like, literally the organization of Minnesota and even Portland, it has been like mother-led. And I don't mean like women who have children. I'm talking about that matriarchal type of organization, meaning we're taking care of the kids, we're taking care of the family, we're taking care of the children. That's what this is talking about. So be in your I don't want to say confidence, right? Yeah, the stair steps, the ability to apply the education, connecting the dots. Absolutely. This is all of that. Instead of sitting there spiraling, thinking, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You literally have examples of what to do. Because it's coming to a city near you if we don't get to shut this thing down right away, right? But even still, you might be coming to a city near it, because you might know that I need to be there. You go with what makes you feel led, right? So she is about her knowledge. She's about being in herself. And so, like I said, they took us out of our divine. They took us out of our alignment. They rushed us. And now it's like, no, we're going to pace this the way that I want to pace this, and let's apply what I do know. The good thing is 2020 was practice for some of y'all. The last 13 years have been practice for the rest of us who are young enough to have not been affected by the 60s. So, we've had practice at this. We've had practice at this. And I'm so excited for the fact that the knowledge is available to us. We do really know what it is, right? We know what to do. We honestly do know how to take care of each other. Yeah. Okay, so we know how to take care of each other. Like, when they threatened the snaps, immediately restaurants got together. And I got together. They did it individually, but then neighborhoods got together. Then other people got together. Then instead of just having a free library, there was a free pantry. People started putting things together. People started sending money who had the money. Like, you get what I'm saying? Oh, you couldn't vote during Bush Gore? Listen, you would have been just as pissed during Bush Gore as we were during Kamala. and shitbag. Thank you, boo. You would have been just as pissed because I'll never forget waking up like, what the hell happened? What? And then them having to count, and it's like, a hanging chad? What is a hanging chad? What? Okay, if it's hanging, count it. Like, like it means I chose it. Like, it's not flat on paper. I chose it. Like if it's a hanging chad, that means it's my vote. I chose it. Like I didn't understand. I didn't understand if I punctured the paper, and even if the puncture didn't go all the way off, that puncture tells you what I was choosing. And it just pissed me the F off. Because one thing they know how to do is pull some words together and call a thing that's usually not even a thing. Like, are you serious? And then there's a great article, and This Will Hold, where they talk about the Chad and how that was the start of everything that led up to 24. Because apparently, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, the paper was deliberately chosen as a shitty paper. They deliberately chose a shitty paper because why that year? Why was that the only year we had a hanging chad? And so, like I said, you would have been as pissed then as we are now. The only difference is it's like so blatant right now. Like, are you kidding me? Whereas then it was like, huh? Right. Hold on. I'm trying to adjust y'all for this streamer. Because it's like, I want y'all to see me, but, I don't want you just talking to my hand like I am Mr. Tim or whatever his name was on Tool Time. Oh, whatever. I'll just leave y'all there for a second. Anyway, we'll just keep it this way because I don't want to mess things up too much. All right, so we should read on the bees. You read something about him meeting with. That's interesting. That's interesting. Let me put B. Okay. So, all right. Okay, so the other card here is the walking away card, except see, I see this thing differently. Because the light seer cards are like amazing. They do give it a different. Oh my god, that's what I was supposed to be doing. As soon as I forgot, I was supposed to do that before I got started. Yeah, because look how light they are. I need to do my eyebrows. I was supposed to do that right before we got started reading. They're too light. I need to do my eyebrows. Okay. Oh no, you didn't interrupt. Well, you did, but I don't know. He was a former Cub Scout, along with the program is tied into something more. Ooh, what are we talking about? I feel if your test didn't count, why should mine? Women of color inspired me to be in the action. Mess. Yeah, that mess pissed me off. Girl, listen. I was not happy. That was my first contest too. And I'm like, what? Oh God. I was so mad. And then when they did that to John Kerry also, I was like, what? I didn't choose Kerry because he had two first names. Okay, you don't deserve. You don't until you can grow up, you don't deserve to you don't deserve. You don't you there should be some kind of test. Like not a citizen test necessarily, just a are you of your right mind kind of test, because this is not a homecoming event, you know? Oh, I heard something about an essay thing with HW. Is it WH? HW? I don't remember that boy name. I heard he got that's a good, yeah. I remember being young and busy thinking it was weird, but moving on. And then in 9/11. Okay. Bush one was in the Cub Scouts. Oh yeah, I like the Bush, I mean the Boy Scouts, and then the Catholic Church was like the first time I ever heard of people touching boys. I was like, what? Okay. So, well, they didn't just move on. There was a lot of recounting. There was a lot of recounting because I remember that the recount. I think we recounted like twice. It was like a lot of recounting, like full hand on recounting. And then at some point they were like, just stop. Because you have to remember, Cheney allegedly was very allegedly evil. Allegedly, he was the real. He was the Miller of, you know, allegedly. It was a long time, Jen. It was a long. I think it stretched into December of counting. But okay, so what I meant with this card though, because this is the walking away card, right? So you can see in the upright, um, you don't remember me from the homeless shelter, babes. I wasn't there. So this is the Eight of Cups. Yeah. So in the Raider in the Rider Waite, and we just looked at it actually. We saw it earlier, um, just a little earlier in our reading when we were talking about the platform. This music note platform. It's a very clear walking away, and they're walking into the darkness. This is not walking into the darkness, right? This would be, um, I won't say letting things burn because it's obviously not a burn. It's they're cups, they're water. But it is, well, actually, there is a burning. There's a fire here. So she's like, listen, why deal with the artificial when I can go have the sun? This feels more like walking into purpose to me than walking away like how the other one feels like. But we got this in the reverse. So in the reverse, this has a different meaning. Let me look it up for this book. And I love the fact that this one comes with a book because some of these people do not give books with their cards. It's like, listen, if you put a different picture on there, I need to know why you chose these pictures. But anyway, walking away and then regretting your choice. Okay. Feeling stuck in your current reality, fears that block your momentum, escapism, and avoidance. Okay. So, what just resonated with me there? Walking away, then regretting your choice. It's really interesting because Queen of Cups is our last card. And Queen of Cups is just about almost everybody's card for Lotus. But it's also the true divine feminine. It's intuition. It's embracing of that. That's why I said this is an up and down reading because it's like being out of alignment, then finding your place and space and letting that divine message come to you, that inspiration, so that you can actually have some success with it. And then it is the walking away. Let me see what the other one. Oh, because I'm getting goosebumps. I'm like, but which one's hidden? Which one is hitting with me? Oh, feeling stuck in your current reality. That one feels like that. It's yes, because okay. Yes. Because that's how some of us feel, right? Thank you for your purchase. That's how some of us feel, is that it's up and down. So it's like when we get together, okay, listen, I can make it through tomorrow. But then tomorrow hits and it's like, oh my God, did you see what? So it's like the up and down, up and down, up and down. You're being told, stop that. It's like, be in your feminine. And by feminine, in this case, I mean your intuition. your spirit, your, like, understand, I know what they're throwing at me is strategic, is, to take me off my game. I know the way that they're throwing it at me is telling me that they are roaches dying from the raid spray. It's like, this is extinction burst. Like, it really, really is their extinction burst. This is not just a hope core type of thing to realize that, because when you can see how helter skelter they are with how they're operating. I'm trying to get why they just showed me that. I just saw, okay. Um, Using Greggy B, as the example. Thank you. They're using Greggy B as the example, right? Because I just saw the flash of basically the SS, right? Um, when I was just saying that. That's interesting. Because the message I'm getting is that the Frozen Boys is the distraction. Yes, they want an ethnic cleansing, allegedly, for entertainment purposes for some reason. Um, but the terrorizing is what keeps people from noticing the other stuff, like the absolute corruption that's happening, like the rearranging of, I want to say laws, but that's not it. I want to say rights, but that's not it. Rearranging of the order of things. Yes, it's keeping us busy, Suze. Like, I hate to hear people on these apps talking about, oh my God, distraction, give me the files. I'm like, listen. There's literally a heist happening. I know people use a C word, and yes, that's a thing. Like, it is. But that's like, y'all have to understand, we have 3 operators here. We have 3 operators here. So, and I showed you guys, I showed you the thing. 3 pillars of operation of what's attacking. But I literally just saw that they're the distraction. Yes, they're causing death and they're causing destruction. So the distraction really is a inappropriate word. It's not heavy enough of a word, but that's literally what it is in every sense of the word. Because there's a heist going on. There's a plundering going on. And then there will be the C word. It's like raiding the coffers first. It's not about billionaires getting a tax cut. That's not even it. Because they don't need a tax cut if they're getting money from everything. It's not about a tax cut. The tax cut is a distraction. Okay, so what is it really? Hold on. What is it really? What is it really? If it's not the point, what is it really? Do these matter the order? It's the it's the technocracy. It is the dividing up of wrong way. It is the consolidating of the power to the technocracy, which, I've already known that part, but while you're watching what happens in the streets, they are stealing, rewriting, rerouting. I'm trying to find the word. Redistribute. Oh, I cannot say this word. Hold on. Redistributing. There we go. God, why did that get stuck in my mouth? It's an erosion. It's like I hate being right because I knew that was the plan. Because 100 years ago, that was the plan. The technate was the plan. Like Muskrat's granddaddy got ran out of Canada because the tech boys then was trying to put all of North America together as a technate. One technate ruled by only the tech boys because they think they're the smartest ones. And that's the thing, because it's like I never really pay attention to the pictures that are in my head, but I know I've always known what the plan was. I've always known what the plan was. I've always known what the plan was. And now it's clear what the plan is. It's like this. You use the battering ram of the orange one, right? Use the battering ram of him. Okay, cool. Then, okay, like think of who's using who, right? So it's like he was used by vodka, I state. Well, let me back that up because we got to go MAGA first, right? So he was used by Heritage. Okay, let's just say Heritage, right? Um, that's why he got forced to do the Bible stuff and all that stuff, right? He held it upside down for the protesters. He had to do that. Um, Now, mind you, Heritage is in bed with iState. Okay, so that's the entity who is pulling the strings on Heritage, who is pulling the strings on that guy, right? So you have old money thinking they're in charge and they're the ones, right? And then you have this foreign gov thinking they're in charge of the old money, of the Congress, of the guy, right? Then you have the tech boys who are letting themselves look like they're being used, such as Bozos and Zuckerberg. But in reality, they're going for the technocracy because they were going to divvy up the world, right? This one in charge of shipping, this one in charge of communication, this one in charge of socials, this one in charge of blah, blah, blah. They thought they were going to divvy it. But what they don't know is there's one of them that always planned to be the one on top. He never planned to share space. And he is the one who has infiltrated himself in nearly every government of the world. You know him. Why? Because we got the Ten of Swords, betrayal, right? And I really, honestly, am getting exactly cotton. I'm getting that this goosebumps. I'm getting it doesn't matter the orientation of these cards. So betrayal, right? So we got the betrayal. We got the wrecking ball, the Trojan horse. We got it all. The compromat, everything. And that's done by the money, the ollies, right? King of Pentacles. Okay, cool. And on top of them, though, is dividing the world. If you can see that, they are trying to divide the world. They're trying to decide which places they're going to go, they're going to take, they're going to divide. However, somebody else has another plan. The head queen himself. And the fact that it was the queen that came out lets me know it's cotton. And I've always known it was cotton. I mean, I do remember doing a video on this earlier this summer, trying to walk down the path of like, y'all, the ultimate goal is for Cotton, for Thanos to rule the planet. You know? Because the old money ollies would be disposed of. They don't realize that. They would definitely be disposed of. Like, it literally would be, say, a Pushkin situation. Where you make people fall out of windows or something worse. And the reason he doesn't need humans, so he thinks, is because he's going to have robots. And what is he going to do with the robots? He's going to create a robot police state, right? And so then we got the Two of Wands here. And the Two of Wands is planning. So what is he planning? He is planning to rewrite everything. Adventure awaits. Rewrite what it means to be human. Rewrite what it means to be on this earth. I don't know if he will reveal that he's not fully human himself or something. I just don't know that. However, what I do know is he's the plan. So everything in front of us is just pure distraction. He doesn't give a shit about the files. He does not. He's not trying to protect the files. He's not trying to do any of that. You get what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter to him. It's these useful people who are like, oh, I'm so scared. Tell me what to do to protect me. Like that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Because Peter don't care. Peter and Epstein. Peter and Epstein were close. Oh, shoot, I said his name. Peter and Epps. Okay, I gotta look at that. I gotta look at that. Ooh, fuck. How close? Ain't he married? So he's not having kids to have kids. He's having kids to have slaves? No, a ruling class. I wonder if you heard of the Habsburg disease. Like, interesting. I'm gonna have to go back to that. Epps kids. The experimentation with kids. Okay. That's why the devil's there. Okay. Oh, okay. Y'all, when I say this fight is bigger than we know it to be, it's bigger than we know it to be. It's bigger than we know it to be. It is bigger than we know it to be. Oh my God. If you are trying to speak, please let me know that you're trying to come up. You have to comment something to let me know that. But I'm gonna need y'all to read the room. I don't answer questions from the comments. I don't. So let me put up how we can do this. Do. But is weird, Britt, because I've known this, right? Okay, no problem. I've known this though, because I was shown that repeatedly, and it's like, you knew this, you knew this. I'm like, I did, but I was just thinking that I was just thinking it. Oh, you can't. I think I request it now. I mean, I cancel it pretty much now anyway, because once I put the viewer request up, it doesn't matter. So just real quick. Oh, that's so cute. Thank you. So really quickly, if you do want a personal reading, the viewer wishes is up there. You would touch the icon, and that's how you would get your reading. For those of you who are on streaming, you have a ticker going across the front that is to tell you how you can get a personal reading. And if you do that, you have to let me know you did it so I can check, because I don't get notifications, so I would have to check. Okay, but yeah, that's crazy though. Like it's crazy because it's like it literally just told me that. It just backed all of that up. Yeah, knowing it and saying it out loud and processing is yeah, definitely are two different things, three different things. But it's like It's like honestly trying to fight the devil himself, basically. That's what it feels like. It's like having to fight the devil himself. But you have to realize who you're fighting. It's like honestly, the people in front of you is like of no importance because he's just going to use them as pawns until we're exhausted. So he absolutely has to be punished. He has to have assets frozen, access frozen. Um, we'll see. We'll revisit him in a reading. I have one daughter. Oh my God, you're not coming back to me. No, you're still showing as a moderator, Suze. Um, oh, let's get the creepiest vibe. Yeah, he is so creepy. And then between him and um, the cokehead, Alex. Oh, we were supposed to read on him. He was on my list for the longest. Alex, I'll just say Alex. Mr. Absent, the absent-minded scientist looking dude. Um, they're all like, "Who cares if people get killed?" Blah 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 blah. And he just says it. He just rolls it off his tongue. It's like, did you hear what you just said? What? Y'all talk about people getting killed like I talk about people getting laid. Like, like what? It's like, are you going to the store tomorrow? Are you killing that boy tomorrow? Like that's how it feels like. And it's like, whoa, that's crazy. Watching him talk is like, ugh. But the real interesting thing is I can't figure out. Yeah, it's just a game to them. Um, but I cannot figure out though what happens to them. It's like I'm not seeing their end, like how it ends for them. I'm not seeing if they just go away and recuperate and regroup and then come back out, or like when I try to think of jail for them, jail doesn't feel like it's going to happen. Um, like when I talk about people escaping, he feels like one of them who will. I need to know if there's a world in which he doesn't. Um, I'll look at that in a little bit. Let's put Peter escape. Okay. So just to finish this, as we were talking about, it's just, he has a shit ton of money. And so it's like, unless something happens where he doesn't have a shit ton of money, he'll be back because you can always find people to buy. You know what I mean? You will always find people to buy because that's what capitalism does. That said, though, with the divine feminine at the end, with this Queen of Cups energy, like, look at that. It's interesting. That's not meditation. That's not meditation. That is power. That's collective power. That's what the message is saying, is that collectively we have power. And we need to hone that power and push it out, put it out, counter exactly everything they're putting here. It needs to counter. The interesting thing is, these are the female cards. But the men cards, the one that came at the split, the one that came at the bottom, men cards. So yes, that is a big part of the problem with what we have going on. I'm not saying all men are bad. I'm saying these men are. Okay? Because these men have no empathy whatsoever. They have no divine feminine energy at all. They don't care about community. They don't care about kids. They don't care about future, our future as a human collective. They only care about theirs and seeing what they can create. They have God complexes. They are Thanos. Thanos, literally Thanos. That is so interesting. Yep, compassion versus combative. Um, but, don't get this twisted. This devil energy though is in the reverse. It is in the reverse, which is a release from that. We are getting away from the pull. We are getting away from the strings. We are cutting the strings. Now, the Hierophant, again, normally represents a government, but in this deck, it represents something even greater, better. First of all, there's like a lotus flower at the top of that stair. It's ascension. Let me see something. Yeah, tradition, a lesson, spiritual leader or guide, enlightenment, awakening, in the service of spirit. In the service of spirit. Formal education or training, new paradigms. This is in the service of spirit. And the fact that it is countering the devil energy, it is countering the devil energy. So being in the service of spirit. So again, don't let them take you out of alignment. Don't let them take you away from. Okay, listen, I'm telling you, this is the overall. This is the overall to the overall of February. Okay, that's the overall to the overall of February. Is don't let them take you out of your alignment. Okay, in the service of spirit, that is how you counter and release yourself from that evil energy. Which is true because the direct opposite of what they do is be in service. To be in service is to be opposite to who they are and what they do. So show up for your community, show up for yourself too. You also have to show up for yourself. This is how it goes. Oh my gosh, I have so many chills right now. This is how it goes. All right, so that's the message for the collective. It was a long one. I don't know where we are with that. Sorry. Because we just had like 3 conversations at once in that one. And that took an hour. So 1 hour 39. Message collective. All right, that's a overarching message for the collective, or rather for this kind of collective, the light workers, the light seers, the elevated, the spiritual, the awakening. For those of us whose light counters the dark, that's what we're talking about. That's who we're talking about. Yes, you have to nurture yourself. It's really not a nature versus nurture, by the way. It is both. That's the thing. The versus part is not true. Life is and. Life is and. Okay. Oh, snap. We got to 100K at an hour and a half. Okay. Yes. It's my Obama card. Hey, boy. Hey, boy. I call it the Obama card. I don't even know if it's representing Obama. I mean, it kind of does because he's a Leo, but hey, boy. And the world turning. As the world turns. Okay. Because I'm looking at these cards like, I don't know what these cards are doing, but the energy underneath it, though, is great. The energy underneath what I just put down is really good. Hey boy, what you doing? Oh, I heard that they're calling for his. No, I don't know. That might have been an old thing I was listening to. I was like calling for his arrest, but I do remember that being an old thing. Or no, I think I heard that during the Don Lemon conversation. So I don't know. He is a man who has a pretty good balance of both energies. He is a yin yang type of dude, for sure. There he is. Okay. So what are we talking about here? It's interesting though because this energy is counter to what is on the page. Because on the page right now is the Ace of Wands and the Two of Wands. This is fire energy, but it's in the reverse, which means it's not being used the way it's supposed to be used. Yeah, he had 3 ladies to deal with. Yeah, you're right. But he was also raised by a mama, no matter what color. Yeah, he does not feel like he's gonna take your voice or choice at all. He's the man you go visit the bear with. You go feed the bear with. Can I touch that dog? Okay, anyway. Yeah, Barry has been busy, hasn't he, John? He was part of 20 implanting JB after they went to Georgia. Huh? He your boyfriend or your best friend? Um, hmm. 2 of Wands. So this is in reverse. Now 2 of Wands, okay. See, the light seers always give me so much to read, though. It always takes me a while with the light seers. What is this message you got for us? What is this message you got for us? 2 of Wands in reverse. This is okay. This is okay. Insecurities, the fear of taking the next step. There we go. Being stuck in your past, feeling worried about your abilities, opportunities for alignment. Okay. That's definitely making sense. This is where we are as a country. The Ace of Wands, feeling uninspired, creative blocks, the mind needing rest, unfocused energy resulting in burnout, a time to bolster your faith in yourself. This is very, very accurate to the energy of America right now. All right, so that lays down the foundation. But again, counter to those two feelings, right? Counter to those two feelings is what the real energy is. It feels like we stuck. Oh, okay. Underneath this is the Fool. That's amazing. So it feels like we're stuck. It only feels like they're stuck because of the messaging we're seeing, because of what the algorithms allow, because of what they are doing to manipulate the truth, because of what they are showing us versus what actually is. It only feels that way. And this is the reminder that it's not that way. This is the reminder that the tables are turning and not because they say so. You heard that someone you heard someone that won or is running chanting si se puede. Exactly. Um that is delightful. I think don't cry. Sorry, waiting for all the stings to happen. I definitely think this is a message I needed to hear too. Is that no matter what things are looking like, no matter how you might feel powerless or feel stuck or feel whatever, thank you, Britt. That is the truth. We're in the phase of learning our power. Because not only is the time is up for them, honestly, but it's time for a new beginning, and we're being asked to trust it. We're being asked to trust it. That's the trust fall she's about to go into. And if you notice, it's like the light is there to hold her up. The energy of who she is and where she comes from is there to hold her up. Oh my gosh. That's powerful. We are in the phase of learning our power. Like that needs to be an article, that needs to be a Substack, that needs to be absolutely written. You're falling into safety. Britt, if you don't write that shit, girl, oh my God. That is a whole piece. All three of those lines you just did. That we're in the phase of learning our power. We're falling into safety. It's scary while in the air, but soon we will land. Yeah. Hold on. I have to end the. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Let me end the viewer wishes. Guest. Okay. What's up?
Hi, gals.
Hi.
I was just thinking as you're talking that if we need, I had a lot of evidence today and last night of the stuff that we've been talking about and hearing everyone talk about AI now. And a lot of posts, even if the algorithm is not giving us everything that we need to see, we're getting something. And I think for this group, like you guys, we just got to hang on, and like we're it. And like today I could feel you Shaneequa, and I could feel everyone. I was like, I want to cry. I was like, it's happening, like people are starting to listen and they're talking about it. And, it makes you feel, I don't think that I'm crazy because I can come here. It sounds ridiculous. I'm on TikTok, but like that I can come here.
No, you're on 10 Talk.
10 Talk. I love 10 Talk. For
10 Talk.
For entertainment purposes only. I'm on tinfoil talk, but I just feel like I trust us and I trust what's happening here. And it's nice to get some other people, we want to bring people along with us,
Yeah.
And like we can do it, but we need help. We can't do this by ourselves, But
yeah.
Anyway, much love to you guys.
I definitely appreciate that, especially as you have stepped into your powers. Which I absolutely love. But it's definitely the kind of community that's this is what they're breaking up. This is what they're trying to break up.
Yeah.
For sure.
Good luck with that, people.
Yeah, good luck with it. Because nomads will move.
We're stronger than that, so screw them.
Yeah. All right, girl. Thank you.
Anyway, love you. Love you guys.
Bye. Hold on. Let me see if I can get you down. Love's back. Okay. That's great. No, you don't even have to be an artist to write those down. Like, girl, you should even get like a Substack for that piece. And honestly, Suze, you should write a piece too about what you just said, because it speaks to the importance of community, and finding that community wherever you can. Because, like, I didn't start this for this, and it's naturally, authentically morphed into this. This is, and honestly, girl, too, like hearing your voice, you sound so different than when I did that reading for you. You sound completely different. Like there's a lightness, honestly, to your voice, a lightness and a power that I think was missing before. But Britt, you can definitely write a Substack on those pieces. Like really write out what you mean with that. Or just create beautiful memes. Like you can use anything. You can do Canva, you can do different things to do that. Okay. So Didn't it give you chills? Oh my God, yes. Yes, yes, yes. It was so clear. Like there and I know we're like 3 in the morning for me, 12 for you. It was still like a very clear, strong, resonating voice. So there's something different in there, babes. That's like really awesome. But we're not done though. Like for real. It was definitely strong and powerful. Definitely. My community prior to here completely dipped out and didn't set up a way to keep it together. Oh, dang. Yeah, we're trying to figure that out, right? That's why I'm not just like straight moving. I'm just moving out. Like I got today, March 1st. So it's like, okay. So this February is about the migration of. Um, but here's what's also underneath. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Hold on. They're giving so many things. Let me move these cards out of the way so that y'all could see over on the tubes what is pulling, right? So after I removed the wheel and then that revealed the Fool, underneath was the Page of Wands. Okay, and we're not even getting into Barry's card, right? The Page of Wands, like look at this joy that is on the Page of Wands. And in one regard, there is a letting go about it, right? There is a like, stop trying to make fetch happen type of thing, right? Like, stop trying to make the stuff happen and just let go. Like, let freedom, like, just let life, you know? And it's funny because we say like life be lifing, but in fact, it's not really life that's doing that. It's the other people's energy that's doing that. Everything goes back to patch. Yeah. So it's like, right? Reminds you of Lotus? I think this is her era right now. Honestly, yeah. Karkia, like because she had to let go. Oh, interesting. I like that, just that shift of perspective just then. Um, but also you guys like, okay, so it's a page, right? So it's youthful right off the bat. But remember, pages are also about learning. Pages are about, in a way, starting over, starting fresh, starting new. And I love that this is wands because we keep getting this wand energy, and wands are creativity energy. Wands are about the message, the passion, the purpose. And this particular one even looks like a wand, like these other wands are just sticks. This looks like a wand, a baton. Um, oh my gosh. Okay, so explosive creativity, infectious enthusiasm, ideas aplenty, creative beginnings, a newly found inspiration, honing a new skill or passion, curiosity, and trying new things, gifting yourself permission to dream. Underline that, underscore that, highlight that. Gifting yourself permission to dream. Great energy for creative ideation and brainstorming, a youthful spark. Um, this goes back to, oh, hey, Kai, sorry. This goes back to what I shared with you guys before about what my quantum therapist has said when she asked me, because, I'm a person who achieved a lot of things despite or with spite, even. Thank you for getting your daily. Um, what does that mean? Like, if people told me I couldn't do anything, then I do it. So it would be like, oh, you're not going to finish high school. I'm not. Oh, you're not going to go to college. I'm not. Oh, you won't even graduate. I won't. Oh, you're going to have to come back and beg me to change your grade. I will. Baby, do you know who you're talking to? So I did a lot of things myself, and y'all might agree, especially when you're a person who comes from trauma or just from shoddy uprising, in some ways. So you do things out of spite, or you do things just because. Um, Eventually, that kind of gas, that kind of fuel runs out. You get burnout, adrenal fatigue. Like, I hit a wall and I could not pick back up my drive. Like, I was a person who could get shit done, you know? Like, I was writing a term paper on the maternity bed after I delivered my twins 13 years ago. Like, that's who I was, right? I can't find that girl anymore. And so she asked me, well, how does your daughter do things? What does your daughter need in order to drive forward? And I was like, curiosity. Because my daughter would go, I wonder if, oh, what if I try? So it's curiosity and creativity. And so my quantum therapist said, well, what if you tried things out of curiosity and creativity? Well, guess what happened? I created 20 books in a year. Okay. I published 20 books in a year. Yeah, you hit that. It's a stuck place. Yep. um, but it's really interesting because I'm pulling things down and I got my Amazon 1099. And mind you, I don't market. I'm ADHD. The autism part is like, don't look at me. The ADHD part is like, yeah, I'll get to it. So I don't market. Um, but I still managed to sell $400 worth of books without marketing. And it's like, oh, wow, what happens if I actually market? Now, mind you, the $400 is not, oh, I sold a book for $20. That's not how you get that kind of money because, Amazon takes a lot of the cut. So, of a book, let's say you sell for $15, $20, Amazon's going to give you, depending on how much you sell it for, about $3 to $4. So, I sold about 100 books or so this year without marketing. And it's like, if you can do that without marketing, what happens if you do market? Now, am I going to market? I don't know. Probably not. I just don't feel like it. But what I'm saying is, I just created that out of curiosity. You know, just curiosity, just creativity, just, I wonder if, right? So, this is that energy. This is what happens if I just try things? What happens if I don't worry about perfection, such as going live on TikTok? I was like, forget it. It's not perfect. I'll just come on here. I'll do something. I forgot how I even got started. I was just doing readings for the collective. Um, so there's that energy with her, right? Which, by the way, follows the Fool energy, which, by the way, follows that things are changing. So these three cards, boom, boom, and then boom. These three cards, the Wheel, the Fool, and the Page of Wands, are all about new, 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 trust, passion, purpose. Yes. Yes. Because the timing is right. The time is right. Okay. And what's really interesting is right under that was the Hierophant. And this time, this Hierophant is looking like all joy and connection with soul self. And I think that's what we should be aspiring to, is that enlightenment and understanding who we are so that when the rest of the world tries to tell us who that is, we're like, That doesn't fit. That doesn't work. Okay. And then the 8 of Wands is fast messaging. All these wands. This is amazing because this is telling me, one, it's fire energy. Two, like I said, it's fire energy. It is purpose. It is passion. And it's this stuff colliding and it's moving fast. This is not sitting on shit. Okay. So this is the 8 of Wands. It moves fast. Okay. Now, that brings me to the Obama energy. And that is our King of Wands. King of Wands is about being entrepreneurial. King of Wands is about being a leader. King of Wands is about being confident and passionate. And King of Wands is about being unbothered by the lion behind you or in front of you or on TV. Okay. King of Wands is, I know who I am. I don't really care who you are. Because who you are is not going to affect who I am. Like, you're just not going to be able to shake that or change that. Because I'm strong in who I am. And that's what that King of Wands energy is about. He's a leader, but he is unshakable, unmovable. Now he also has this lizard on his shirt. It's hard to see the lizard, but it's like a spirit. And it feels like a spirit of being changeable. Why am I saying that? Let me see if she mentions that lizard. This fiery guy, he's charismatic and a natural born leader whose vitality emanates through his laughter and his obsession with a life well lived. As you dance into this energy, you may feel a surge of entrepreneurial passion that pushes you to the edge of your epic success. The card of moguls, masterpieces, and soul inspiration. The King of Wands calls you to unleash the offbeat weirdo that you've got inside. That works with the Page of Wands. Holler passionately. Invite others to see what you see. Yep. So it's entrepreneurial spirit, a natural born leader, ideas that can be ultra successful, creative visionary, timelessness, success, and fire. This is really interesting because this is honestly the foundation of February. So what is February asking you to do? It's asking you to remember who the F you are. That's what it's asking you to do. It's asking you to remember who you are. Remember why you came here. Even if you don't hear those words explicitly in meditation or whatever it is that you attempt, it's still asking you to not forget. Because foundationally, we have forgotten. And that's the biggest part. Foundationally, we have forgotten. Foundationally, we're feeling afraid and without that courage we need to move forward. Being afraid to go outside. Okay? Being afraid to go outside. Being afraid to speak our minds, speak our thoughts. Being afraid because we're being surveilled. Right? So, this is definitely a call for you to remember who you are. Okay, what else challenges us though? What's that challenge for us this February? What is that challenge for us? That's a huge message underneath. I don't even know if I need to continue this part of the reading. I might just need to get into the weeks. What is the challenge? What do we have to do? What do we have to give to get one? Oh, I gotta put that back up. I'm sorry. There we go. You should see viewer wishes, which is right here. And that's how we do personal readings here. Okay, so what else are we talking about? Okay, the challenge. Oop, oop, I saw that. Oh, man. But is that for us? Is that for us? Okay. I heard no, but I'm gonna tell you what it was. It was the what you call it? Death and rebirth. You know what Jesus does. Oh God, really? The time is right. We spend the night. Let's see. Woo! Okay. All right. So what is our challenge? The manipulation. The King of Swords, the manipulation, the flooding the zone, the being hit over the head with a BS, like the BS hammer. Oh no, I appreciate that, Carly. That's the challenge. The challenge is just a constant communication of negativity and lies and dishonesty. That's the challenge. That is the challenge. That is the challenge. That is the challenge. Listen, I use Google Maps because I want to see traffic. Well, I have iPhone, so I use iPhone Maps because I want to see traffic. I don't go anywhere without a map because people can't drive. Got me high. Yes, travel definitely teaches you about you. I'm telling you. But I'm not going to push it because I know you say you don't want to do it. But yeah. Past. How we get here? What is in our past that we need to be aware of for this February coming in? What's that thing? One, please. Please spend the night. Love's got me high. The Knight of Pentacles. Makes sense. This feels like everything. This feels like everything that they've done, such as use idiots on TikTok to come in and tell people that they're worshiping the devil. Meanwhile, they're the ones spreading stuff. Anyway, that makes sense. Everything that they've done, everything that they've laid down, the Knight of Pentacles, all the documents, all the, I mean, honestly, like, think about all the documents. Like, a lot of people are being inundated with these EPS files, and they are triggering to some people. Let me warn you guys, a lot of that file, a lot of stuff in the file is fake because that's what they do. So did some of that stuff happen? Yes. Did the majority of the stuff happen? I don't know, maybe. But did all of it happen? No. Because this thing that we're dealing with, they lie a lot. And they manipulate a lot. And they forge a lot. So you can go, oh, it was a court case. That's not a hard document to fake when you are the court. You get what I mean? So use discernment. I'm not saying it's all lies. I'm not saying that the survivors aren't telling the truth. Just trust me, I'm not saying any of that shit because these people are sick, right? They're sick, they're evil, they're sadistic, right? But that said, there's a lot in that file that's not true. They're highlighting only certain names to spin a narrative, and that's got to be interesting. Okay. So how did we get to this point in February? Everything that they have laid down, everything they've laid down, the flooding the zone. Look how much we have being spilt out this backpack that this Knight of Pentacles dude has. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. So it's files. It's the murders. It's everything. It's the AI. It's the fake president. It's so much allegedly for entertainment purposes only. It's all of that. Like, it's just boom, boom, boom. The pretend wars that we're going to. It is so much of that. Yeah, but like Kirky, like when I looked at the parts that were shared, I'm like, his name the only one named like super repeated. Are you serious? What narrative are you spinning here? Like, did he go? Possibly. I don't know. Like, there was a part that said the older Victoria's Secret models. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds like Bill. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yeah, that sounds like Bill. But here's the thing though, because I noticed with some people, they do allow their what's the word? Personal. Oh my God, what's the word? Not perception. Um, Biases. Yes, there we go. People are allowing their personal biases to permeate their. Let's just put it away. There's no objectivity to some of these. I like proclivities. I love that word. But yeah. And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying, Kirky. It's like I noticed that a lot of people they just. I'm not saying that man is perfect. I'm not. I'm saying it's rather convenient. That's all I'm saying. It is beyond convenient. The villainization of the only president to have created a surplus. Um, when we have a current one who has created massive deficits twice. You know what I mean? Um, so there's like a I think it's more than just being a Democrat, right? Hey, true. I think it's more than just being a Democrat. You know, it just so happens though that the last three Democratic presidents all contributed something positive to our country, um, whereas he hasn't. And it's like he has to take down and erase everybody, you know. But other than that, um, I just think it's rather convenient that the only person who's getting villainized is BC. It's just interesting. And the same with the perpetration. See, the treason. Scapegoated. There we go. I'm trying to figure out what I'm saying. That he's being scapegoated. And the thing is, like, it's alarming to me. I guess people never know, like, people don't notice other people's behavior, I guess. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's being writers that we notice stuff like that. I don't know. But it's like there's a rabidness to a lot of people when it comes down to BC. And I'm like, most of y'all weren't even old enough to know who he was. So why are you so, oh my God, Bill Clinton? Like, there's some real rabid shit about Clintons with, with the online community. And I'm like, you weren't even old enough. Oh God. And seriously, and then people are like, oh, the way he did Monica. I'm like, the way all of them did Monica, including Monica. Like, the girl ain't innocent. Like, I don't know. I'm definitely not victim blaming. Trust me, I'm not. I've been in positions myself, but I do understand that even in those positions, we do still have personal power. We still have personal power. Um, and that's where some of the shame and the regret comes up. It's like, I should have said no. I should have said something. Listen, I was in a situation when I was 31 years old, grown enough to say very clearly, what the F do you think you're doing? And I didn't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's weird. So I'm not victimizing her or villainizing, whatever. Um, but I do think people have to hold some accountability for their um, their choices too. You know, so it's weird. It's just a weird thing. But that said, too, is like I don't think people put things together. Like, oh, the way he did her. Did you notice the way that ugly ass woman Linda Tripp did her? That woman set her up. Did you notice how the GOP used her? They set her up. Did you notice? Like, do y'all not notice this shit? Like, everybody's wrong here. Everybody is wrong here. Everybody. But to get back to this is treason. This is the energy underneath about these things that they're doing that have brought us here to February. It's absolutely collusion because, I mean, you would be really stupid to believe that the reason she saved the dress, for instance, was because she was in love or something like that. You would be very stupid to to just take that at face value because I don't know a single woman who would have saved a cum stained dress. I don't. I just don't. You know? Would you save text messages? Sure thing. Would you save a cum stained dress? No. Unless you're going to do something with it. But if it's evidence, evidence of what? Because did he, you know what I'm saying? Like, would you, the time I would save it is if he took my choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he forced me. Yes, I'm saving that because I'm going to the cops. Blah, blah, blah. But to have it in your closet and to be texting with Linda about it, and baby, this is premeditated. This is on purpose. This is a choice. And it sounds like a setup because why would you save it? And just the fact that she saved the dress, that lets me know we're not innocent in this story. We're not innocent in the story. We're not. Saving text messages, I ain't got a problem with that. Everybody saves text messages, but we're not innocent in this story. We're just not. And I don't understand the villainization of people who do not even know who that man is. Like, I don't understand them being so rabid, foaming at the mouth about Bill Clinton. He's all over the files. Okay, and so is the name Trump. Isn't that the point? Like, I don't understand. Like, isn't the point to know everybody in here, or are we just paying attention to one name? I don't understand. Get everybody. That's what I say. Get everybody. But that said, get everybody who actually did something. The victim bonded mentality, yeah. I mean, a lot of relationships start that way. you know, like I'm like, get everybody, but get everybody who actually did something. Just because their name was in a file doesn't mean they did anything. Like when I glance at it, I'm waiting to see this person did this or this person did that. For some of them, I just saw they were there. I'm like, okay, they were there. They were there. What? They were there watching things happen, or they were just there because the parties are fronts, right? Like, okay, think of Diddy, right? Diddy had a party, and then Diddy had an after party, And then Diddy had an after party. The person who went to the party like nothing happened. The person who went to the after party is they got a little freaky. The person who went to the after party ain't saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's levels to this shit. There's just levels. Like going to his island did not mean that you actually did anything because he collected people. So you might have went one time and he's not going to bust you on the one time, but he likely going to get you on that second time though, or the third time, but you might not have made it past one time. You're like, ugh, something's creeping. I don't want to go back. That could happen. I'm just saying, just because I see a person's name doesn't mean I'm going to believe they did anything unless I'm told they did something. You know what I'm saying? Like when they dropped the picture with Michael Jackson, I was pissed. I'm like, are you serious? What are you insinuating here? Why would you drop a picture of Michael Jackson and Bill Clinton in the same picture? Like, why would you drop this? And then you white out his kids' faces? Like, we know they're his kids. And you white out Diana Ross's kid's face? Like, we know that's her kid. What are y'all doing? You know? And so it could be as insidious as teaching you to not believe your eyes. Yeah, but Karma, the thing is, the rumors, if you're going to reactivate the rumors, then you're reactivating them about boys, but you're only talking about girls. You get what I'm saying? So it doesn't make sense to bring him in there if you're not even going to talk about there being boys. Because that was the rumor, you know. That was the rumor. But all we're talking about is girls. So no, that doesn't wash with me because he doesn't. And then you have him with Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton don't like little girls. He like young women. I'll put it that way. He like legals because he's a lawyer. He's a legal dude. He likes legals. Is he a what do you call it? Philanderer? Absolutely. Is Papa a Rolling Stone? Absolutely. Did he misuse his power? Absolutely. But is he having sex with 12-year-old girls? No. He likes legals. It's, it's just watching people be rabid over stuff. Yeah, age of consent matters to some. It matters to him. But it doesn't matter to all, including the one we should be as equally, if not more, mad at as a country. Like we should have gone impeach now. Like what are we doing? First of all, he's dead, so I'm not even worried about that. Allegedly, entertainment purposes only. But what are we doing? Like, okay, we're reading it. We see the name, and so we're just supposed to read it. Is there action that's supposed to take place? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what are we doing? Okay, we got the files. Now what? That I don't understand. I don't understand what the now what is supposed to be. But that said, that's what they did. Okay. And like I said, going into February, that's what they did. So it's treasonous what they're doing. And the great thing about it is they're leaving a paper trail of treason. And treason is the hardest thing to prove, but they're leaving a paper trail of treason. Like treason got 4 points that you're supposed to hit. More than one person has to see you do the same thing. Okay, we all see Tulsi Gabbard. She caught on camera. Treason. You know what I'm saying? Like more than one person has to see you do it. Okay, we all see Jared Kushner in top security meetings pushing vodka propaganda with a document he and Witkov helped put together. So we all seen the document. We all know where it comes from. We're checking off treason. Seriously, Val? Val. Seriously, Kai? Seriously, Kai? Seriously, Kai? Seriously. Yeah. Absolutely. But I don't have enough money to get passports. And even if I got passports, will they give them to me? Or are they going to check my social first? Yeah, position of trust. Employers shouldn't have sent staff to do a house call. Listen, man, like it's a lot that's wrong. It's a lot that's wrong. It is a lot that's wrong. A lot. Okay, so treason is at the bottom of all of this. Period. Point blank. Okay, so what is the current energy for us for February? Now that we are in it, what is our current energy for February? What do we need our energy to be? How about that? Ooh, we are feeling that betrayal, y'all. We are feeling that betrayal. We're looking out at the horizon with nowhere to go. Yes, yes, yes. We just said that. We are feeling that betrayal. The 10 of Swords. Staring off into the distance, staring off into the horizon, surrounded by buzzards, just waiting to be picked off. That's not the energy we're supposed to be in, but that's the energy a lot of us are in. A lot of us, oh, we're cooked. All right, go back about 30 minutes to what I said about what your real power is and stop saying you cooked. Like stop saying you're cooked. Like you're not, okay? So again, more one energy is sitting underneath here. When we're talking about this betrayal here, this is you collectively seeing these people boast and talk on mics and stuff about how wonderful, how great, how whatever they are doing, and it's leaving you feeling discombobulated. Okay, stop paying attention to this. There's exactly. Find community is one. Get registered is two. Because 33% of y'all sat on your asses and didn't even register. I'm not going there. The 33% of Americans, more than that, voted for one party, even with the shenanigans. 33%. 33%. 33%. That is a third of Americans. One, two, three. The third one is not registered. Get registered. Like, what the F, bro? Like, get registered. And then take your ass there and do it. Like at this point, don't go, my voice don't matter. Obviously, bitch, it does. And yes, I said it the way I said it. Okay. King of Swords under in reverse. This is the current energy over all of it. Again, manipulation. Again, lies. Again, feeling like um you can't trust the communication. But why is this here? For some reason, we got the Knight of Cups. I gotta pull that one out. I gotta see what that is about. I gotta see what that's about. Okay. So just understand if the overarching energy of the month is going to be the King of Swords, watch for the lies. It's gonna be a lot of them. Watch for the lies, okay? Um, and the manipulation and the coldness. Watch for it. Because you know it's coming, so hey, watch for it. Don't be surprised by it. And then there's the Seven of Swords energy. Now, the Seven of Swords, this is interesting because it's in reverse. The Seven of Swords energy. Y'all gonna have to give me another deck of cards to read the actual weeks because this is too much. You know these go too deep for me. Lying to yourself and others. Yep. Oh shit. Yeah. A need for perspective and honesty. Secrets. Something stolen. Taking more than your fair share. Being held back by imposter syndrome. Oh my goodness. Yes. That is definitely the freaking problem sitting over this entire country. I can't do anything. I'm powerless. Okay. So, Knight of Cups, seeking connection. A passionate soul. Okay. Okay. But I still have to get clarity on that in a second. Hi, Amy. Yes, exactly. There are still 100% things that we can do. I don't think we're cooked. I think we need to be careful because of stuff like martial law. I think we need to stop being scared of martial law, to be honest. Because that reminds me of what the heritage guy said. He said it will be a bloodless revolution, because to him it was the second revolution. It will be bloodless if the left. Whoop, 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 Jesus. We got the tower and 2 death card energy sitting underneath. That is the impact of what's been happening. Oh my goodness, of what's going to happen. Yeah, he said it would be bloodless. It would be bloodless if they let it be. So if you're sitting here, oh, I'm scared about this martial art. Listen, we've been talking about this shit for a whole year now. Kirkia, they do. Like literally, we are looking at, they have 17,000 ice machines. They don't have the military. They have about, let's say, 100 of them. So we're at less than 18,000 people. Less than 18,000 people. 330 million. Well, that's the thing, though, Kai. We're not talking about being scared. Now, mind you, there are people being scared. Don't get me twisted. Because there are a lot of people being scared. Like to be saying for a whole year, oh, he's gonna call law. He's gonna call law for a whole year. No. Now, is he going to call it for sure this time? Absolutely yes. Why? Because they're going to be antagonizing Black people. That's what they've been waiting on, first of all. That's what they've been waiting to pull that card out for, is Black people. So, where are they going? They're going to Philly. They're going to meet Black people in Philly, you know. Where are they going? They're going to Duval, Florida. What is in Duval, Florida? Black people. Where are they going? So, and it's the optics. It is Black Awareness Month. It's the optics. So what does that mean? Yeah. No. I'm talking about why they're waiting to call martial law. So they will be calling martial law because they're going to antagonize the shit out of Black people right now. Yeah, Philly don't mess. Philly don't play. Like the real Philly, like Philly proper, yeah, no. And that's the thing. Yeah. And others, because if we get violent, are perceived as that he will call it. But that's I'm trying to think of how to consider that, because well, one, he's dead, so there's that. But two, if they were going to call it on any of these ethnic groups, they would have already done so. But Suze, we are in, that's the thing, we're already in the war. Like war doesn't have a, hey guys, let's start the war now. No, we're in it. They literally have been attacking us for a year, so we're in it. And if you think about it, you're kind of in martial law now, because if you're so afraid, like, and I mean afraid because caution borderlines afraid, like, you know, it's a thin line between those two, right? they would have called it already. Like, they honestly would have called it already. Like, they would have called it on Minnesota. They would have been called it on Minnesota. After Renee, they would have called it on Minnesota. You know what I mean? They're talking about taking away your rights to even carry. And they're not just talking about it, they're repeatedly talking about it. Um, so it's I don't know, it's different. It's hard to say anything about it. All I know is Black people will now be in the streets. And now that Black people will be in the streets, they're going to call it regardless. Because if you've paid attention to any of the protests since 2012, Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, Eric Gardner, I can go on and 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 on. There are hashtags almost every year. And each time they sent agitators to our protests. Each time. And it's like, fortunately, people have learned. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying, like, I hear what you're saying and I know what I've been seeing. Anytime Black people gather in peace, they send agitators. And usually those agitators have been policemen. Policemen, supremacists, and something called accelerationist. Like I said, Susan, I could have kept going because it's been a lot. And accelerationist, there are two forms of accelerationist. There is the religious side who's trying to hurry Jesus up. It's crazy. It's like, we need him to hurry up and come back. By doing things that would get you in hell, if that's your belief, like, are you serious? And then there's the other side who wants to just dismantle the government because they're anarchists, but they want to hurry that up. That would be your Cottontail. Cottontail's an accelerationist. He pays for those people to do that stuff. So it's really interesting. So they're always sent out. In fact, the GOV website had a report on the 2020 protests, and they pointed out the fact that accelerationists, supremacists, like different people, and they pointed those out. They were like, the protests were peaceful until, like, you had somebody throwing bricks, somebody throwing cans. In Minnesota, you had a police officer. You could tell by the way he carried himself. He had a police officer just suddenly walk up, like throw something through a Target or a Walgreens, and then walk off. It's like, what? Like, oh God. Okay. Yeah. So it's like, and they're obvious. Yep. The Ferguson riots, which was 2014, totally peaceful. Then they had police come in and agitate. So they've been waiting on us. That's why they did all the DEI shit. They just kept trying to, the DEI shit. The historical sites no longer being historical sites, like going to sell the historical sites that are like where the Roosevelt Park, like the freedom fighters, like all this stuff that is powerful history, not even 80 years old. They were baiting and baiting and baiting and baiting and baiting and baiting us. And we're just like, no. No. So it's more than making them look bad, because they've done a good job making us look bad. Like, if you look at the news, the first person they show usually is a Black person. I've been to a news station and I asked them, why do you do stuff like that? They like sensational stuff. People like to know who the criminal is, and they've spent hundreds of years making that criminal us. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. And finally, some people are seeing it. I won't say everybody is. Some people are. And it's great that other people can see it, but it's like, no, we're still not coming out if we don't have to. That's why they're now coming to us. And they have always planned that. They've always planned that. So we and the fact that they have no problem shooting women, it's like, it's amazing. It's amazing. Because skipped right over us and went to, oh, what? So now everybody knows. All right. Let's continue our concealed carry classes. Yeah. Oh, I don't ignore their damage. I watched Standing Rock when they did the same damn shit to Standing Rock. And they wet those people in the middle of winter with water hoses. Oh, yeah. I don't ignore that shit. But there is no other group villainized like us. None. The Mexicans are taking your job, but black people totally villainized. The Mexicans are taking your job is quote, 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 okay? I don't believe that shit. Because first of all, that ain't my job. Anyway, so, but what I'm saying is, to be afraid of them calling martial law, dot, dot, dot. I don't know. I hope it happens fast, because there is a timeline for fast, right? There's a timeline for, oh, this should be over in 6 months max, right? There's that timeline, and then there's longer timelines. So it's like, okay, which one are we going to be on? That would be great to know, but it's hard to know because it's free will. So speaking of timelines coming to a close, what is the impact of what's going to happen in February? I don't know. It's actually a little scary. It's actually a little scary because we have the Five of Cups, which is the minor arcana death card. Basically, milk being spoiled or spilled. And it feels kind of like essence being, it feels like giving up, so that's a possibility, is that part of the impact to this is people giving up, like looking at her spirit, like coming from her and swirling down the hole. But also, could it be burying something and having it refilling her? That's an interesting possibility. So that said, we also have the Tower here. And I will say this one doesn't feel positive at all. It just doesn't. Especially between the Five of Cups as well as this one, it doesn't feel like it's positive, like, oh, they're over. It feels more like that part doesn't feel positive. But then we have that. We have the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles, that's, oh my gosh, that's actually quite interesting. The Page of Pentacles is the card. The Five of Cups and the Tower are the energy to that card. Could it be attempting to break centuries old cycle? That's what this whole thing is about. This whole thing is about karmic energy. It's another try to get it right. That's what this whole thing has been about, is let's get it right this time. So hopefully people wake up a lot faster. Not much, actually, Amy. I don't know why this is taking a while. Being non-committed, lack of okay. Yeah, being non-committed or non-committal, lack of progress, um, procrastinating, not bringing plans down to earth, um, so what's needed in that case is going to be a shift in perspective. Like instead of being a person who gives up or who won't commit to seeing the fight through, um, that is like okay, because the pentacle is also say like a vote. Like yeah, it's apathy, right? But it's also like a vote, right? So it's like being non-committal. Go effing register. You know, like this is the great thing about cards and the great thing about astrology and the great thing about any of this is it's warning. You know, like it's literally warning. Like, hey, if we continue along this path, here's how it'll unfold. Can you change it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because the destinations are never bad. Bad things are just part of the journey, but that's not the destination. The destination is getting back to the light, the love, that area, soul life. That's the destination. Like go to get back home. Um, having learned something, having done something. The rest of it is just journey, right? So bad things aren't destinations. So they don't have to happen the way that it might happen. You get me? Like there are some things that are part of your lesson plan, so to speak, say benchmarks for your curriculum. But consider this. You know how you get nudgings like don't go that way or stay home? And if you listen to those things, you start to find out something good happen. Like you might never find out, but you also might find out that something good happened. Like for instance, there were people who called off to work on 9/11/2001. They said, I just didn't feel like going in. Like something told me to stay home or whatever. They felt that and they listened. So was it destiny for them to be in the building? No. Was it destiny for anybody to be in the building? I don't know. But I do know that we get redirected all the time. All the time. Yeah, there's people who got sick. There was a guy, his wife went into labor like just as he was leaving. So he stayed. You know, like so, but each of those things is a choice the whole time, the whole way. Each thing is a choice. There are people who go to work sick all the time. All the time. There are people who drop the wife off at work and go, because some men don't feel like they have to be there. So everything is a choice. Like every way is a choice. But that said, none of this is set in stone. None of it. Even though I know, oh my gosh, we were right, we were right, we were right. Um, it's still a choice along the way because there are things I don't mind being wrong about. And I would love to be wrong about. Like I would love to be wrong about them trying to make an example out of this month on Black people. I would love to be wrong. Please prove me wrong. Like I am praying for the energy of it to be, girl, you were wrong. You read that one wrong. I want it to be that way. You get what I'm saying? Um, but it's all free will. Yeah. I understand people. I don't I don't know. I think there might be some, you know, but I don't think the majority of people are actually destined for anything other than whatever they set as their benchmarks. Like, you know, if you're here to learn anything, if this is school, then yeah, you got a curriculum. What are you learning? You know, oh, I gotta learn how to be humble. Ooh, I don't know what that means. You know, thank you, 200K, 200K. um, I don't know. Like it's weird. I'm not God. I can't answer the question. I'm not the creator or whatever. So I can't necessarily answer those questions of like what's the purpose and all this kind of stuff. I just know that we already know what it is. We just gotta figure it out. And the way we figure it out is we live. You can't find purpose sitting in your house. It just won't happen. Unless you're doing something while you're in your house, like making music or I don't know. Anyway, so the Page of Pentacles, that's about being non-committal. We gotta be committed. Go register to vote. Like, why is there 33% of Americans not registered? Go register. Check your registration, by the way, because you know these people and their shenanigans. Check your registration, and then make a plan to find out when is your special election. Because some people have special elections, and guess what? Guess what? We learned that there's a possibility to flip. There's a possibility to flip a chamber before even worried about midterms. That'd be great. Possibly great. I don't know. Someone did bring up a good point. I think it was Susan. She's like, I would kind of actually hate for the Dems to win, say like the House or something, because it'll be like fake power because the Senate still would have the power over them, you know? So, and then people will blame the Dems anyway. People treat the Dems like they treat Bill Clinton. It's like, the Dems are, I'm like, but you ain't give them power. Well, you know, they could just whip people up to not cross the line. Okay. Not to cross the line of something that's going to pass anyway. Got it. Now, mind you, write down the name of people crossing the line. Like, write their names down. Of course, keep track. But you really, oh, show my dad. Okay. Now, we already know Schumer is a blackberry. So red, he little dark. Okay, we know that. Oh, I hope so too. All right. Anyway, so like I said, that has some Tower energy under it, and it had the Five of Cups energy. We just gotta watch the people who say we cook. Don't let that energy get to you, because that feels like some of that. But also, this is a warning. If you continue to be non-committal, if you continue to, well, luckily, I don't know. I was gonna say, luckily, we're not doing quarterly protests anymore, but we kind of are. It's like we'll see. We'll see what the nation does. I'm not talking about the individual. All right. So outcome is about priorities. How's that outcome? Outcome is about the priorities. Oh, figuring out what your priorities are. So what is your priority? Interesting. So there's the Four of Swords. Oh, it feels like a little respite coming up, just a little bit, like a little break. Remember, like when we were talking about February a couple days ago, it was like it's gonna get real bad, and then it's a tipping point into something different happening. Oh, well, I hope it all works out, girl. Oh, goodness. Are we really all saint? Because, like, I literally just finished. Okay, so the Eight of Cups in reverse here. I like that. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. This feels like a break because Eight of Cups in reverse. Hold on. Let me see how it is in here because this is a different book. Oh, this one says walking away and regretting your choice. No. I don't feel that. I don't feel that. I don't feel that. Very chaotic energy. It is. It's absolutely chaotic. It's off the charts. But I'm telling you, like the end. Oh, ooh, the end is It feels like a little break. It's like now we know our priorities, and so we're feeling a bit of a break. There's a Two of Pentacles. There's a lot of Pentacle energy in here, so this is about the vote. Y'all know that, right? Vote and health. And health. Because there's also the Eight of Pentacles. So Wands and Pentacles. A lot of that. A lot of that. Okay. So sorry, y'all. That took another long one. Overarching energy of the month of February is chaotic. It's going to do something to a number of us, right? It's like keep your head about you. Understand this truly is the extinction burst. Understand that oh girl, you right. The wands. Oh my gosh. I'm getting goosebumps. You are so right about that dream. Because the wand was not doing what it was supposed to do, which was let us know that man is dead. Wow. The dream of his death. I had to take the wand and light it up. Okay. Here we go.